Oh, fuck me, it's early, boys. Welcome to a rather special default moto guide, motovlog, whatever the hell this is called, I don't know. Today is a relatively special one because you're seeing it through a new camera and you're hearing it through new audio. I finally got a GoPro. Excellent. Now I can record all of my 1080p 60 motovlogs with audio that's not skipping a beat every 5 minutes. Seriously, that was a problem with the old camera, which I will explain in detail because I can. So basically, the old camera that I was using, Firefly 6S, it's an Chinese action camera. Looks like a GoPro, kind of works like a GoPro, but it isn't a GoPro. And just like anything else, you have to understand that it has limitations, alright? Oh, also, new motorcycle, yo! That's another story that I'll get into, but alright, wow. Okay. I mean, you're an Uber, but you don't have to live up to it. I mean, you don't have to make Uber look like cab drivers. Come on. Anyways, you have to understand that these Chinese action cameras, while they work surprisingly well for what they are, they have limitations. I kind of talked about that in a vlog that I put up a few weeks ago, but basically, the main limitation with this camera was, well, there were two main limitations. One, it didn't have audio in, unlike the GoPro, so I couldn't record my audio directly. I had to use a digital audio recorder and capture it separately. The second limitation, one that I was incredibly annoyed with, was the fact that, alright, that was unexpected, and come on, fucking cyclists, I hate those fucking bastards here in Portland. They act like they own the road and they have no regard for the safety of others or themselves. It's ridiculous. Anyways, since the Firefly records in the FAT system, I believe it's regular FAT, not even FAT32, but since it records in the FAT file system, which has a maximum file size limit of 4 gigabytes, a 1080p 60 frames per second video file ended up being about 12 minutes or so in the FAT file system. And the problem is, when the thing ends a file and starts a new one, when it saves the last file and starts a new one, it splits them. There's a time skip. I haven't bothered to figure out exactly how long the time skip is, but it's quite significant. So, essentially, I would have one long audio file from my I would have one long audio file from my recorder. Ow, my blinker's on. What am I, Psychic Cruiser? Anyways, I would have one long audio file from my recorder, and then I would have a bunch of smaller files from my camera. And when I would go to line them up in post in Premiere, every time the files separated, there would be a time skip, and I would have to adjust for that. I would have to I would have to sync it multiple times throughout the video. It's annoying. Annoying as all get out. But hopefully that's fixed now because I have a proper GoPro. I have a GoPro Hero 3 Plus Silver that I bought for $178 on Amazon. And I have tricked it out with the latest in motovlogging technology, including a Chinese waterproof case that I have drilled out and lined with silicon caulking, or technically RTV silicon, to make it waterproof, a Movo 3.5mm mic adapter, and a Sony ECM, whatever the fuck it is, lapel mic. But all that's immaterial. All right, what all right, dude. I need to do that. Anyways, so on to the big difference that you see now. New bike. So the bike I had previously to this was a 1984 Honda Nighthawk 700S. And the last bike you've seen me ride, because I haven't put up a motovlog in probably 50 years, was my 1983 Magna 750. But I told the story of the Magna's death in the update video where I revealed the Nighthawk. Now I'm going to tell the story of the Nighthawk's demise. So, over the past few months I've been working at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, and I've earned enough money from that job where I could buy another motorcycle, because I've decided I'm not going to deal with the Nighthawk. The Nighthawk, the extent of the damage to the engine is such that it'll either require a rebuild or a new engine, and both of those are getting into the hundreds of dollars of expense, and I'm not willing to put that much time and money into a bike that's only going to last for to be honest, it's probably only going to last another few 10,000 miles just because of the other damage to the engine, and it's like it's not worth it. So yeah, so I bought this, and I will explain what this is in just a moment for you guys. So I will be right back. Whoop. Alright, so where was I? Okay. Alright, so new motorcycle. This thing right here. Come on, you. Come on. Anyway. This is a 1999 Kawasaki Concours 1000. ZG1000, C10, whatever you want to call it. Connie. Actually, that's her name, Connie. So, I bought this bike about a week and a half ago, something like that. Actually, more like a week ago. Alright, that's like, you know, asshole. You know. Ooh, marijuanas. Look at the marijuanas. Anyways. So. This bike is approximately 300 cc's larger than my last one. So not much difference, right? No, really, but no, yeah, there's a bit of difference. So big difference here. Well, actually, probably the biggest difference between the Nighthawk and the Concours is the Concours is a fully faired touring bike, like big front fairing. It's got bag, and as you can see that, got a tail section. Little backrest that I technically put that on yesterday. Come on, get in the gear. Alright. It was one of the optional accessories that came with the bike. So I bought this thing. Let's see. Alright. Even AC. Anyways, so I bought this thing from a guy in Camas, Washington, which is a little town-ish, maybe more like an unincorporated community, that is just east of Vancouver along State Road 14. Come on, you. Anyways, yeah, she's got a